At the Central University, there is no dull moment when learning.
The environment is serene and friendly.
The department prepares us for radio, television production and filmmaking. We are also prepared for multimedia content production, marketing and advertising. We are accustomed to different softwares to unearth our ideas and test theories taught in class with different world-class professionals, instructors and mentors.
The real-life experience here at Central University in Sierra Leone.
I am going to be a multimedia content producer and a social media expert.
It has always been my dream to become a communication researcher and a podcaster. And now, my dream feels so real.
I am Khadija Jalo, a second-year mass communication student at Central University. I am a reporter and a video editor at Central University Television. Since I came to Central University, my gender has not been a limitation. I work with guys and do what they can do, and even much more better.
Apply today and be part of the Central University family, the epitome of modern education in Sierra Leone. Most countries in Africa have been struggling to maintain long-serving electricity services, but over the years, most of those countries have failed, and as a result, many other sectors like health, business, education have been negatively impacted. To help salvage this problem for life is why the Canadian University of Modern Technology at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91, Tonkolili District in Sierra Leone has decided to establish a renewable energy department to help train and equip young minds to create a lasting solution to not just Sierra Leone's energy supply problem, but the entire Africa and the world at large.
We believe that as a department, will help in setting the way for Sierra Leone and other countries in the African continent to advance their renewable energy systems. We also believe in practical as well as theory. With the two, we know we can build strong minds to help countries within the African continent benefit from their natural resources like the sun, wind, hydro, biomass, geothermal, and many other sources.
For potential students to understand and respond to this continental problem, the university has established solar farms backed up with strong power systems to help students realize their skills. Trained and qualified staff are all on the standby to guide potential students.
What we'll be doing here will be different from what is practiced in other places, because here we focus on training our students not just to understand ideas related to the course, but will help them set the pace in creating solutions to renewable energy problems in their communities, countries and beyond. Also, with the guidance of our well-trained staff, we are sure that we'll be able to help our students apply these practical solutions in shaping the renewable energy sector.
Be part of the renewable energy family at the Canadian University today, and together, let's join in the fight to respond and repurpose our national and continental energy system to become resource efficient from natural resources for decades to come. Every sector in the world involves business. There are accountants and business administrators in every establishment. But getting more understanding on how to succeed as a business administrator or an accountant anywhere makes you stand out and serves as your guarantee for better positions in the future. The Central University at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91 presents you the opportunity to study business administration and financial accounting in a serene environment with the help of our trained and qualified lecturers to help you redefine your journey to succeeding in the disciplines.
Studying business administration and management at Central University is a smart choice for securing a successful future, as it opens doors to a variety of career opportunities. At Central University, we help students to acquire key administrative and leadership skills We also provide special skills and knowledge for students to start their own businesses and to improve on their communication skills and collaborative learning.
We offer BSc and Diploma in Financial Accounting and Business Administration, which are some of our best programs in the university. We conduct classes in our ultra-modern buildings where our students cooperate with real companies and test their skills in real life. Our accounting students are introduced to all kinds of modern accounting softwares such as FreshBook, NetSuite, QuickBooks, Sage Business Cloud Accounting, Rosum, and many more. The broad-based education you get from the Department of Financial Accounting and Business Administration enables you to challenge yourself during your studies and after graduation. You will never get bored studying at the Department of Financial Accounting and Business Administration. You can participate in exciting programs that the department offers. We offer unlimited opportunities. This is the chance to create the kind of future you desire. Seize the opportunity and come study with us.
There have always been questions about how can we make the world a better place? What are some of the needed skills for the present, future and job market? And how can you contribute to knowledge-based economy? Computer science is an excellent solution to this question. Central University offers an excellent computer science program that equips students with competence for the 21st century knowledge-based economy. The department has equipped laboratories to support its educational and research missions. Students access these resources through various classes and laboratory assignments.
I am Debulina Basu. I am from India. I feel good to be given the opportunity on weekly basis to think critically and write efficient code that solves problem. We just don't write code, we are using an engineering approach to develop software. Labs really measures how much you know and what you can do.
The department provides tools and services for students to acquire practical knowledge in the following modules: software development, hardware maintenance, networking, graphic design and multimedia, database, web development. To achieve the department goals, Central University places students at the center of learning by providing them with following opportunities. Academic advising. Each student is assigned to a personal program advisor at the commencement of their studies who will remain with them until graduation. Projects. To ensure students develop problem-solving skills, the department employs capstone group projects to help students improve their collaborative learning, synthesis, and application of the skill set acquired. At Central University, students are the center of learning.
Sierra Leone is a unique country with diverse cultures and practices. Most people in the rural parts of the country mainly engage in subsistence or commercial farming activities. The large importation of agricultural products from other countries suggests the poor state of the agricultural sector in the country. It is at this crucial time in the history of the agricultural sector that the Central University, situated at 1 Silicon Hills, Mile 91, Tonkolili District, Sierra Leone, offers the solution for sustainable agricultural practices. The Agricultural Department at the Central University serves as the training center of excellence for students who want to acquire the best knowledge in agricultural systems and processes. Over the years, we have been able to teach our students appropriate techniques on how to achieve success in different sectors like agricultural extension, animal science, crop production, agribusiness, soil science, agricultural engineering, agricultural economics, and agroforestry. We help our students enjoy the beauty in agriculture with the modern technological equipment we make available for them. We have been able to help our students understand the ideas in growing, nurturing, and harvesting large-scale production for not just themselves, but for a much larger population. Our lecturers are trained with modern skills to guide potential students, understand the concept of agriculture, and to prepare them to compete not just in Sierra Leone, but the world at large. Remember, learning becomes easier and fun when you are at the right place that offers you the right opportunities and chances.
I decided to do the Bachelor of Business Information Technology because it's my area of interest and it provides an excellent opportunity for employment in the ICT field. The course combines aspects of IT and business, and the one option which makes it a very marketable course when it comes to the job market. Central University is fun. I'm really happy with the course because it's very practical and enjoyable. It does not only focus on the core business IT modules, but also concerned with the human character for information, which makes students all-rounded. I love the fact that there is also a strong emphasis on extracurricular activities, such as sports, clubs, conferences, among others. The course covers elementary business management modules and a variety of IT modules, such as programming, operating systems, artificial intelligence with specialization options of networking and database administration. Here in Central University, we are given the opportunity to do internship with top-notch industries in ICT. Depending on your area of interest, the options available are those of project managers, software developers, network and database administrators, system analysts, or what they called hybrid managers. However, with a wide spectrum of innovative ideas, we are highly encouraged to understand entrepreneurship, which is the way forward.
What I have seen, I think the layout is first class. And to recognize that a student is interviewing now, I think the professionalism of the program sounds very good. I was in the library and I called the subject. I selected a book, it came up. I selected a topic from that book, it came up. It also showed that this is what we call transformational education, where you can stay home and be tutored from a centralized institution. This is the way Sierra Leone should go. We haven't gone so yet, but you have started with.
Hello everyone, as you all know, this is Central University Television here, and we are broadcasting live from One Silicon Hills, and I'm sure you already know the personality sitting beside me. He is the Minister of Higher and Technical Education here in Sierra Leone, Professor Tijan Muri. And he is here today at Central University to have a tour around the university campus. So we'll just have a quick talk with him around activities that you might be wanting to know all this while. Basically, Most people know that the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education exists, but they don't actually know the role it plays. So can you tell us the role the ministry was set up for?
The Ministry of Technical and Higher Education is to refocus higher education towards job creation and job market, and to put a lot more premium on technical options. We do so at levels that are equivalent to school level and levels that what you call post-secondary. And this is one institution that has demonstrated how digital education, which is technical, can serve us at the post-secondary level.
Now, coming to one of the things that the ministry is known for doing over the years, one of the famous things is the student loan that was introduced recently for students. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, government initially started with a government scholarship. In the early years, a scholarship is you have to be a scholar. You should have done very well, and then you are sponsored. Later on, that metamorphosed into a grant in aid. In other words, you may not have done very well, but you have passed, and you do not have the means to continue. And then government supports you somehow. That is not a scholarship. It is a supported program or a supportive program. Okay? Even that is becoming quite expansive. The numbers are increasing. You know, last year we had close to 186,000 students attempting the WASC exams. Before then, think back in 2018, only 32,000 took the WASC. Yet in 2022, 186,000 took the WASC. That is a 5-fold increase. Government recognizes that among that number, there will be a higher proportion that may not be in a position to sponsor themselves to go on. Remember, government is doing free quality school education. The free there is to school, and therefore people should have saved enough to be able to access higher education on their own. But that is not the case. So we started in a new scheme, the student loan scheme, that will allow every student, be it private or public institution, to take a loan, and on completion, you start a repayment plan. To take any loan, there must be some guarantee and some guarantors to start for you. Okay? We do hope that will now allow the large number of people that have graduated from secondary school to be able to access higher education. And higher education does not necessarily mean university education. It can mean technical education, or people that may have graduated can still take a loan and come back and reskill themselves into something a bit more hands-on. So we'd like the public to know that the scheme has started this year. This year we started with PhDs and those of master's level only. We hope to get resource in the next few weeks to expand it to lower level as well. By that I mean undergraduate degrees. And people of Central University do have the right to apply for such loans.
Okay, now there's this fear that's in most students' mind, and it has been like a rumor going around, that is the loan based on like if this person is deserving, or maybe it's like based on favoritism, that it's somehow difficult to get. Some have been complaining about that. So what are some of the processes that some need to go, and what guarantees that it will not be based on favoritism at all?
I wonder why you start to consider favoritism when in fact you have not accessed the loan yet. You've not really applied yet. The question here is, can you pay back? Whoever is signing for you, the person has the means to pay back. That is all there is to it. And we are not prioritizing any cause. You can do social work and apply for the loan. You can do history and apply for the loan. You can do chemistry and apply for it. There will not be any prioritization. With regards to grant in aid, there is prioritization of grant in aid. We now say in public universities, we support women that are accessing STEAM. I'm not saying a man cannot do physics or chemistry or whatever. We say government says we prioritize women accessing STEAM. We also say people that are disabled cannot be disabled a second time by them not accessing higher education. We would prioritize those. People that are sons or daughters of teachers. Teachers have sacrificed their lives to train us. And they cannot go back and start to struggle on how they can pay for their children. So those are prioritized as well. In the forces, we will train 50, 60 per year, prioritized. The loan does not have those categories. You apply for it, and if you show you can afford to pay back, or you have whoever is standing for you that can pay back, then that loan would be given to you from a public or a private institution.
Okay. Now, I was going through some of the posts on the ministry's website, and I came across this, which says that the ministry is committed to increase enrollment and retention in the technical and vocational institute by improving existing structures and developing new ones. Now, in this case, like there have been many people, many students, like there have been rumors around that some actually have 6 WAS or even more than that, but one subject prevents them from going to higher institutions. So, what has your ministry really done or intends to do about something like that?
Well, you are clear that the university requirement is 5 WAS, including English and all maths. That is the requirement. And if you drop in any of those, more so English and maths, then you have not matriculated to go to a university. But a university is not the only tertiary institution. You can go into a polytechnic, you can go into a teacher training college, you can go into a TVET institution. So I think the misconception there is that higher education is viewed as university education only. So when that is clear, then you know you have other programs to do. In the university, however, as of last year, we have rescheduled preliminary year for those doing sciences. Again, science and technology. There will not be a preliminary year for somebody doing history or social work if in fact you fail English, which is the best thing you require to do any of those. You cannot do a preliminary year to do law and you have not passed the main tool of a lawyer, English language. I can tell you there are less than 40 students in chemistry department year 1 as I speak. And there are well over, I think, 150 heading to 200 in preliminary year. So by just giving that opportunity, you are going to create a major change in that department. And that is the core for science. If you want to read plant genetics, you have to go to chemistry. If you want to read microbiology, you need a chemical base. If you want to do medicine, you need chemistry. So all of a sudden, the bottleneck, the rate determining step, is opened out for there to be many more people to go through the system. So indeed, every college, every university have a criteria, but your focus should not be university. Your focus should be post-secondary education. And you can use that. For example, if you've got a diploma in whatever in a post-secondary institution, you can be able to use that to go now into a university. You don't have to go back to WASP and take the WASP, the maths, the English. So what we're trying to do in the ministry is to become flexible. We do not want one shoe suits all, one size suits all. We want mature students, we want adults to have various modes and means of accessing higher education. And higher education there means TVET institutions, polytechnics, and or universities as well.
Okay. Now let's come back to your visit here today. You came here for a visit, so you were taking on a tour around the campus. What do you have to say concerning everything you've seen here today?
What I have seen, I think the layout is first class.
Okay.
And to recognize that a student is interviewing me now, I think the professionalism of the program sounds very good. I was in the library and I called subject. I selected a book, it came up. I selected a topic from that book, it came up. It also showed that this is the what we call transformational education, where you can stay home and be tutored from a centralized institution. This is the way Sierra Leone should go. We haven't gone so yet, but you have started with, and you are similar to UniTech in many ways. And it is clear that we will all have to learn from you. I do hope you focus mainly initially on Tongolele and then the northern region. And I might as well just use this opportunity to let the general public know that Cabinet has given the authority for Port Loko campus of EBK to break out to become an autonomous university in its own right, as the university in the Northwest region, to be called Ahmad Tijan Kaba University of Education and Technology. It is key for us to focus on education, because we need to train teachers for early childhood education, for foundational learning, and for sciences in particular. Teachers in technology as well, including digital technology. And for a country that its resources started off with iron ore along with diamonds, then that college's technological arm will also relate to the mining industry that exists in the Northwest.
Thank you so much for allowing us to have this discussion here today. And I'm sure that the viewers have really learned a lot. Higher education is not just university, there are other aspects joined to it, and I hope that we all understand now that we should not be limited because of one subject or maybe another. So thank you too for being with us, and I hope you have a lovely day.
The Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Professor Alpha Tijan Buri, was speaking during his visit at Central University, One Silicon Hills, Mile 91. Addressing students and lecturers at the university's hall, Minister Rui emphasized on the importance of education as one of the major factors that contribute to national development.
That among us, young, is that we are free to make change. We are free to explore anything new at all. Higher education started here in 1827. That's 200 years back. But we did only act humanities. For the first 50, 60 years, we are free to change. We have to have the courage to be flexible. It's a prayer that starts 5 years old. May not get 5 classes in English and maths. One may have the training, the exposure, the experience to be able to do well. Such a student, there has to be some flexibility in you accessing higher education. That is why His Excellency the President is not telling me that we need to modify people to access higher education. That is why authority has now been given for this institution and any other to open a preliminary year for those students accessing science and technology. So if somebody applies, see without English, without maths, that student has the right to be able to, or see who has the right to start a foundation course that will allow that student to develop him or herself and then accessing the first year next time.
At the occasion, Vice-Chancellor of Central University, Professor Bob Conte, assured the minister that Central University is determined and ready to work with the ministry to enhance the growth and development of education in the country.
Mr. Minister, Sir, Honorable Alpha Tijan Buri and entourage, I want to join my colleagues in welcoming you to our small, modest, but upcoming university. I want to assure you that within the not too distant future, we will begin to accept us, if not the best, but as one of the best universities in this country. Mr. Minister, sir, quite a lot has been said about Central University, and you've seen a little bit of Central University, and I want to assure you that what you see is not fake, it is real. Central University, from what you've heard from the brief history, we are now at a situation where we want to create a research platform which would bring in innovation, not only in teaching and learning, but in research, and make sure that all of us within the university and the country benefit from this kind of research which we're going to introduce.
The Chief Minister for the Student Union Government at Central University, Musa Eyasin Kuruma, pleaded with the minister to consider extending the government's granting aid for students in private institutions, adding that these students are Sierra Leoneans that deserve similar opportunities.
I would like to express my gratitude to the Minister of Technical and Higher Education for taking the time to visit our prestigious university and witness firsthand the progress we have been making academic-wise. Central University is committed to providing quality education to students, and the university takes pride in diverse range of programs that caters for the needs of students from different places, ages, cases, races, and phases. I believe that it is in the best interest of our education system to provide equitable funding to all universities regardless of whether they are public or private. I respectfully request that you consider reversing or revisiting the current policy regarding granting aid allocation to include private universities.
Minister Wuri, however, assures students and the administration of Central University that his ministry will continue to work with the different higher educational institutions in the country to support national development. Reporting for Central University, I am Marima Prashit-Halabi.
Nursing also should have a philosophy and objectives.
On April 4, 2023, representatives from the Nursing Council in Sierra Leone visited Central University in Mile 91 to evaluate the institution's readiness for introducing new health-related courses. The university's proposed curriculum expansion includes a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, state-registered nurse, community health officer programs, and other health-related fields. After the inspection, Mary Fuller, the board chair for the Nursing Council in Sierra Leone, shared her positive impressions, noting that this was their first visit to the university. She expressed confidence in the institution's capacity to handle the proposed health-related courses, citing the presence of most required facilities for these new departments.
We have gone through the length and breadth of the university. We have seen the department, we have seen the classrooms, we have seen their halls, we have seen the library, the computer labs, not one. We have seen the skills lab, which is for us the main part of the assessment. And we think they stand a chance to start a nursing course, a higher nursing course, in fact, in this university. I'm impressed. Even the infrastructure, we have quality infrastructure that can establish any type of course within Sierra Leone. So I'm sure our nurses will be well taken care of when they are within the wall of this university.
Central University's Vice-Chancellor Professor Bob Conte announced that the university has been diligently preparing for the establishment of a new nursing department. He expressed confidence in the institution's readiness to accommodate potential students, emphasizing that the environment is well situated for such learning activities.
Well, we have several selling points. One of them is that we have a teaching hospital, which is just close to the university, and it is practically part of the university. Secondly, we have laboratory facilities, which we have to improve on, but we now have at least the rudiments of the laboratory facility that can provide practical training for nurses and other types of tuition. Universities all over the world sometimes are situated in areas that would tend to be, from the outsider's point of view, local. But it's not the locality that matters, it is the content that the university has that matters. And all the facilities we have provide for the student and staff the environment for learning, so the issue of the institution being local is not part of the equation at all.
Christiana Masali, the Secretary General for the Nursing Board, expressed her satisfaction with the facilities at Central University, describing it as one of the best universities she has seen. However, she also highlighted a few key areas that the university's administration should address to further improve the institution.
Really impressed. This is a rare site for training. As I said, we've gone around, and what I see is what I am telling the world, that Central University is ready to implement nursing program in Sierra Leone. Of course, according to our tools, there are certain marks they need to work on, but this is the first visit that we are making. It's very difficult for us to go just one visit and for a proposed center to score the mark that they scored today.
Chancellor Muksin Sisay of Central University appealed to the board members to take their request into consideration and help expedite the approval process. The university's goal is to launch the new department in time for the 2023 and 2024 academic year, commencing in October. Reporting for Central University, I am Marima Precious Halabi. Over 2,000 pupils taking the 2023 National Primary School Examination across 5 centers in the Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolele District have received the humanitarian gesture from the All People's Congress parliamentarian aspirant for constituency 048 in the Tonkolele District, Honorable Aaron Arun Kuruma. The gesture, according to Honorable Kuruma, is geared towards complementing the efforts of parents in ensuring that pupils get access to necessary materials during the course of taking their exams.
I just saw the need that there's every instant that I should continue shortening it because they've added so much into improving the learning outcomes. And that's why I know how situations are now. The affordability of homes now is a very key challenge now. A single mathematical set here costs around 25,000 leones or 25 new leones. And that's very huge for a home that have to buy rice and other basic household things. So I've just saw the need that there's a need for me to just provide for all the pupils. For this year is about 2,182 pupils that are taking this year's NPS exams in the respective centers that are holding this examination. But the pupils, of course, are drawn even beyond my constituency. We have people that are coming from the neighboring constituencies from 47, some are coming from 49, and a good number of them are also taking the exams here. So what I did was to ensure that every people that takes his or her exams in my constituency is being provided with a mathematical set and also a pen. Beneficiaries
expressed thanks and appreciation to the Honorable and noted that no time will have been more appropriate for the gesture than now.
I will use it now to take my NPS because I come with my own one. There is no sharpener. I will not ask my colleagues again to use their pencil. Now I will use my own pencil.
Teachers and supervisors across the different centers corroborated the statements made by the pupils, citing that the donation will help motivate the pupils to excel in their exams.
He has helped. Financially, he has impacted the families of these pupils. And the children also are very, very happy to have some of these materials.
Help us at least to ensure that we have a friendly and happy center, because the children are not happy. As you can see during the distribution, everybody is jubilating because these are things that we are expecting. So some were coming, so they were thinking, is Honorable coming again this year, is he not coming? So they see him coming around doing this kind of distribution. It's like an added piece given to them. Based on their expectation, it has come to reality that you see is there. He promised, and he also promised to continue doing as well. So which means the people of Malenty strongly rely on Honorable Aaron in supporting education.
The donated items included pens, geometry sets, and food items worth millions of leones. This is happening at a time when the country is experiencing a high cost of commodities despite government heightened efforts to boost the country's educational system. Reporting for Central University, I am Marima Precious Halabi. Central University has today, the 11th March 2023, installed its first Principal and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Bob Karanke-Conte, into office at the University Campus Hall. The Vice-Chancellor was sworn into office by the Chancellor and Proprietor of the University, Muhsin Sisay. In making his statement, the newly installed Vice-Chancellor, Professor Bob Karanke-Conte, thanked the Chancellor and all the members of the university for entrusting him with the prestigious position as the Vice-Chancellor of the university. He further acknowledged the good efforts of the Proprietor and Chancellor, Muhsin Sisay, for economically supporting the activities of the university.
This university is a private university. We generate our own electricity, as ladies and gentlemen you observed. We harvest our own water through our own energy resources. We run our television station. We run the radio station. We power all our buildings and other utilities using our own power resources. All of these require not only finance, but also human resource. And believe you me, whether you accept it or not, please be told today and beyond. The finances that go to running this institution in all its aspects are provided by one single individual. And that is our Chancellor.
Speaking to the gathering, Professor Bashir Mohammed Kuruma, a representative of the Vice-Chancellors and Principals of other universities, stated that Professor Conte is one of the Sierra Leoneans who over the years have been contributing to the development of the educational sector in the country. He further requested the guidance of the Chancellor in helping leaders of other universities understand the techniques he employed for such quick success, in which he says the facilities he has seen and the serene nature of the university's environment are worth pointing out.
And clearly enough, under his short leadership with his Chancellor, my friends, I'm falling in love with this campus. And I'm pledging myself today to be an apprentice to the Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, to know what lies above, between, and below the miracles that rapidly change this place into what we call a learning environment. I'll be coming to learn from all of you, even from you, the students.
The occasion was attended by chancellors, vice-chancellors, professors, registrars, and lecturers from other universities. Students and residents in and out of Yoni Chiefdom were also present. Reporting for Central University Television, I am Marama Precious Halabi.
Today, I'm delighted to proclaim to you, the graduates, that examinations have been completed. Assignments have been submitted. Final projects have been turned in. And the days of global classroom submission are behind you. Indeed, all has been successfully accomplished and reached a resounding conclusion.
That was the Chancellor and founder of Central University, Muhsin Sisay, speaking at the graduation ceremony of over 100 students who have successfully gone through the academic crucibles of Central University. The erudite Chancellor continued to inform the gathering of some of the recent developments undertaken by the university.
I am delighted, ladies and gentlemen, to share with you today here that Central University has recently signed a fruitful partnership with Trent University in Toronto. The collaboration designed to bring numerous opportunities to both universities and institutions, enriching the academic experience and fostering global connections. This includes, what does this partnership mean? We are going to be collaborating on research work. They might look at a specific societal need and say, let's do a research work. Our team here and the team in Toronto will work together to come up with a solution. They will be working on student exchange. We'll have students from Central University travel to Canada and continue their education there, either for a semester or a year, then come back. At the same time, students from Canada will be coming here and spending some time in Cuba.
On his path, the Director of Education at the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, Joseph Momo, cited that Central University is a Grade A university and that the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education is impressed with the operations of the university.
I've been to understand that Central University is doing well. The courses that are being offered here are in line with contemporary job demand, which is actually good. And I want to commend the administration of this university. Take a look at courses like computer science, business information technology, agricultural science, public health, and renewable energy. These are proven offered in this university, and we want to applaud you for that. To understand that Central University plans to become the center of education and academic standard in Sierra Leone. Central University, and to fulfill its mission to become a university of choice for candidates across the Mano River Union and West Africa.
Speaking on behalf of his colleagues, a beneficiary of the Sierra Leone Education Partnership, SLEP, Abdoulaye Tambalebi, expressed immense appreciation to the sponsors for their life-changing gesture.
The Sierra Leone Education Partnership, SLEP, scholarship transformed everything for me in my second year. SLEP not only provided financial support, but also an opportunity to pursue academic goals and my dreams. The food and lodging package, the 3 meals a day, and the hostel SLEP provided was a blessing, as food and a resident had been crisis on campus. The mentorship guides and fun events helped us stay active on campus and focus on our goals.
The Sierra Leone Educational Partnership, SLEP, according to the board chairperson, Darlene Henderson, is a registered Canadian charity that was established to provide scholarships to students in Sierra Leone who have demonstrated academic excellence and are desperately in need of financial support to pursue their education.
We are absolutely delighted to be here for this convocation ceremony and to witness the graduation of 97 of our SLEP-sponsored students. I speak from my heart when I tell you how incredibly proud we are of you. I know there were struggles and obstacles, and it took perseverance and hard work to get to where you are today, but here you are, university graduates, about to embark on a new chapter of your life. So we are here today to celebrate you. But none of us would be here today if it were not for the vision of Chancellor Muksin Sise. His sacrifice and dedication is truly unbelievable and greatly admired.
For Central University Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting. This is Makabo village in the Yonimamela Chiefdom, Tonkolili district, a quiet and serene community with mud houses that depict a real African setting that cannot be dissociated from poverty and deprivation. The town has over 100 inhabitants who depend on subsistence farming for their survival. Speaking to CMT Television, an octogenarian Bafude Bangura narrates how challenging life has been like for them in the community.
Moyang andaran no rabatu suka moyang the lil that's a talk come on English
Rainy season has handled us in a difficult situation, except one depends on wood fetching for sale and have something to eat. We have no school. Our children have to go to Yonibana through by taking We have tried to provide education to our children, but all of them have dropped out from school due to hardship, except the young ones who we are looking up to.
Bese Bangura cited the high cost of living as an excruciating economic challenge, especially during rainy season when people hardly go out to find their living.
Life is not easy for us. I fetch wood and do some subsistence farming to feed myself and my family. I also send some of my children to school.
CMT Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Makagbo village.
Those were residents in the Mile 91 community, Tonkolili district, singing and dancing as a way of celebrating the free healthcare initiated by the Community Health Foundation for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under the age of 5 in the community. In making her statement, the CEO of the Community Health Foundation, Linda Muksen-Sisay, says the hospital aims at providing quality and international standard healthcare for residents across the district and the country at large.
So this hospital for helping people there, especially women them, belle women them, cobra them, picking them. Now for that, I believe this hospital now for lay we help them.
Vasti David Ochendu, a matron at the Community Health Center, teach the women present some techniques on how to take care of themselves for a healthy life and environment.
We say balanced diet. Mineral is there, water is there, carbohydrate is there, protein is there, and iron is there, and so many other things. So it is not mandatory that you must put meat inside your food. Like to get protein, beans. What is beans in Timini? Protein, okay? So you can make soup without beans. It's protein.
Mariama Sisay, a beneficiary of the free health service at the Community Health Center, acknowledged the management and staff for helping them access good health facility in their community.
Me, as you can see, I'm so excited and I'm glad it's so much because of this free medical way. Linda don't bring come for me now my 91. So when you see when I see the medicine there, I'm glad you from the beginning. So now they make accounts there and they don't give me medicine there.
Linda Sisay concluded by attributing the success of their services to the Ministry of Health in Sierra Leone and donor partners, in which she says, with their support, the foundation will continue to offer free medical services to residents from different communities.
We opened this hospital here. So far we have saved a lot of lives because all of those pregnant women who normally goes to Bangoka to get health care, now they come to Community Health Foundation Medical Center. Right here in Mile 91, we do surgeries for them. For example, we do cesarean section, which means to get the baby out if the woman is not able to give natural birth. We do hernia surgeries for men, both men and women. If they have hernia, we do that kind of surgery. We do appendix surgery. We do fibroid. We do cysts. I mean, we do different kind of surgeries. Even bone, we do bone surgeries here and some minor surgeries like abscess and all that. So because of that, all the community here, the Mile 91 community, Yonin, Mabela, Chiefdom, all of them come here to get medical care. We're in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, so they are trying to support us. So far, they've been supporting us since we started. We are grateful. At the beginning, up till now, when we get medical equipment and supply from the US or any country, we want to ship them to Sierra Leone, the government provides a duty-free for us, so we don't pay duty. So because of that, that's why we are able to ship medical equipment and supply to the country.
Residents from different communities across the district were present for the health services. For Central Television, I am Marima Precious Halabi reporting.
Those were some residents of the Yonibana community who took to their feet when Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology, in collaboration with Sheikh Mohammed Kamara, popularly known as Jagaban, officially launched a week-long public health outreach at the United Methodist Primary School in Yoni Banatown, Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolili District, on the theme Experiment Learning to Understanding Your Expectation and Examine Your Assumption. The Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology was established in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, in the year 1998 to help train young men and women to work in the country's health sector, addressing traditional leaders, residents, and health practitioners. At the public health outreach launching ceremony in the Yoni Bana community, Sheikh Mohammed Kamara Elias Jagaban pointed out that his involvement in Yangadi's medical outreach activities is part of his philanthropic services to the nation.
That doctor will just talk, and exactly that's what he said. This is not politics. And Mr. Sepno can answer for can't talk politics. Because what's important are them pikia, wallahi, and the comrade. So now next year they will need more. Now stuff like this, they make me the kind into politics. For me to be able for help as much people as we able for help. So dear, we allow support not support Samura. Not make sure say we put her inside power for stuff like this.
Principal of Yangadi Institute of Community Health Science and Technology, Idrissa Kamara, expressed happiness over the involvement of Sheikh Mohammed Kamara Elias Jagaban in their activities. Kamara noted that the public health outreach is an annual event undertaken by the Institute to complement government efforts in boosting the country's health system.
We really feel proud because now then kind of people that we been the ones for letting come to we aid because this we just do and within we serve. Nobody know they been the sponsor we, but just because of we go to Ram, we cry, we help. Then intake and say yes, these are the right people that we they need for help. Because of we serve the help the vulnerable people. The health facility we they do general. We they treat for malaria, typhoid, we treat for general pain, the exception of operation as for now.
Dozens of pregnant women, lactating mothers, under 5 children and the aged benefited from the life-changing gesture. They however expressed thanks and appreciation to Yangadi Institute for such a hallmark humanitarian investment. For Central University Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from My 91.
Some heroines are born, while some are made. From the source of Sierra Leone, in a small village called Namaka, in the Tonkolili district, rose a woman with a passion to serve humanity. The name Linda Mokson Sisay has become a household name not only in Sierra Leone but the world over due to her selfless service to humanity. Linda is one of Sierra Leone's known heroines.
Linda Mokson Sisay is my name. I was born and raised in Sierra Leone, in Tonkolili district, in a small village called Mamaka. I was fortunate enough to go to the United States 2008, and I went to US and continued my education. So I was able to go to the nursing field, ended up having a Master's of Science in Nursing. I'm a practicing nurse in the US, and I'm also in school right now, continuing my education. Currently, I'm doing my doctorate, Doctors of Nursing Practice.
From childhood, Linda dreamt of working in the medical sector, and today she has become an icon, providing medical services to people of all ages, irrespective of their tribes, region, or social orientation.
Fortunately, I have a very supportive family. My family has been with me since I started this organization until where we are right now.
Surviving in a developing country like Sierra Leone is very difficult. But Linda overcame all odds and has become a symbol promoting the idea of hard work and dedication.
Growing up in Sierra Leone as a young girl, especially in the environment where I grew up in the village, I saw the desperate need for healthcare. Considering the environment I grew up, it was almost like impossible to get quality medical access.
Good works, they say, speaks louder than words, and so Linda's work was recognized and applauded in the Wells of Parliament as one of the Sierra Leoneans who have been contributing to national development.
Very impressive, and that I visited this facility when it was under construction, and I'm very pleased to come here today and see that the facility has been opened and they have provided medical care, medical treatment for people. So I visited the pharmacy. It is well stocked. They have a laboratory, and then the examination room, they have all the equipment they need, and I also visited the female ward and the maternity ward where I saw patients, and I want to take this opportunity to thank the hospital management and staff, to thank them for their work, and more importantly to thank the person behind this initiative. We understand who is a young Sierra Leonean lady, Linda, who is in the United States of America, came here. She's a healthcare worker in the United States, to establish this kind of facility to provide healthcare service. And government is going to support this kind of facilities, is going to ensure that this kind of facility that provide healthcare services is supported. I've had an engagement with the doctor, and they will go back and see what additional support government can provide to this kind of facility. But I'm very pleased. I want to thank all the medical staff and the nurses for the good job. Thank you very much.
Community Health Foundation is a charity organization. The idea came in because of the passion I have to help humanity. I always wanted to help my people to, especially on maternal and child health. So when I went to the US, I was able to become a nurse, and I decided to form Community Health Foundation, which is a charity organization in the US. That was 2019. And 2020, that's when I registered in Sierra Leone here, also as a charity organization. So since then, we started getting donations of medical equipment and supply, ship them to Sierra Leone, also donate to the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation.
With the support from family members, benefactors and other kind-hearted individuals, Linda's dream is gradually actualizing.
Fortunately, I have a very supportive family. My family has been with me since I started this organization onto where we are right now. The Muksin family has been supportive, they've been helping me, and that's why I'm able to be where I am right now.
With hard work and resilience, Linda's journey has given hope to many people in Sierra Leone and beyond.
We want to expand this facility. The goal is not just to stay here, the goal is to expand our service in different communities in Sierra Leone. If possible, West Africa as a whole. We want to be able to move to different countries. We already started a bigger project that is 100-bed capacity. Because this one we already finished here that is functional right now is just 30 beds. If we are able to complete this 100 bed, it's going to serve as a general hospital for Sierra Leone instead of people going out of the country for medical tourism. We are looking out to get support from donors, partners. We are open to partnership, both national and international donors or partners who want to come in to help us achieve our dream. We are grateful if we are able to get donors. Basically, we are open to partnership.
The bigger the dream, the longer the journey, and the greater the responsibility. Humanity is our responsibility.
There are dozens of children living on the streets of Mile 91, with only few living in a small reclusive orphanage at the edge of the Mile 91 community. The orphanage has been in operation since after the civil war in Sierra Leone, under the guardianship and management of Haja Mariama Nkrumah, to take care of children who lost their parents during the war. However, the orphanage is currently going through a lot of challenges, says the matron, Haja Mariama Nkrumah.
They don't place with their problem with that. Because the cars no more saying support life the help, but they not through with itself. They don't place business money to you. You don't get better business, so now what is happening more than the prayer? Now 45 people get there. They bid them. I don't know if you reach 20. You just remember system. I don't talk to it and don't make flush for them. Now, room 5. So we left the room 5 for the toilet. Even to the left himself, we left the room 5 for the toilet. I didn't teach flush toilet. Answer for the mostly they build them. One of the people get big. So when they get big, I don't say they all get glad. But they just they manage because then they get food, this, that, and then they land, anything they manage.
An orphanage is always an orphanage, especially in Africa, Sierra Leone to be specific. You cannot imagine that most of these children sleep on cardboard due to the inadequate bedding system in the home.
The only thing we get fine bed for the home, and mattress they know they no get other in the back for share with. So no one they experience that. We can need to all to what you want.
The chief of the community, Hassan Ogbao Conte, shared the plight of the children, adding that the government and well-meaning Sierra Leoneans should chip in to save their lives.
Now, beaucoup people don't go astray. Mostly they orphanage picking them. We see posts, no get daddy, no get mama. Hey, papa, na a long period that picking they go astray. Even this kush where we picking and they go and smoke. We no get daddy, you no get mama. If you found out say that picking they get in people them, we be say they all and fine. They tell and say no go under. You know you go John bad work. But this business here, and for that make them people are them bad this, they join this bad work here, these peer groups. But still, we they talk to government, then we talk to the prosecutor them for the city, let them help them people there.
It is apparent that the government of President Julius Maada Bio has laid so much emphasis on human capital development. It is, however, worthy of note that what is being obtained at the Peace Village Orphanage is far from reality. For Central University Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting.
The 12th day of June 2022 began in the Mile 91 community, Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkalili district, with dozens of residents singing and dancing as a way of welcoming the Paramount Chief-elect following a successful coronation in Kono district by President Julius Maada Bio. The Yoni Mamela Chiefdom came into existence after the de-amalgamation process some years ago. Subsequently, after a tense but peaceful election, Usman Kondo Kamara was declared winner of the election. Kondo's victory was decisive after he hugely defeated the other candidates. He secured 464 valid votes out of 579 votes, accounting for 80% of the valid votes cast in that election. Speaking to the gathering, the Paramount Chief-elect, Usman Kondo Kamara, appreciated the efforts of all those who made it possible for a successful ascension to the throne.
I want to thank all my people for giving me this power, and I pray we enjoy this power together in peace, unity, and tranquility. Having this power doesn't mean I am different from you people. I am still your son, brother, and servant as usual.
The residents expressed happiness over the election of the new paramount chief and further cited some of their expectations.
The happiness we will get today, we pass back. We go to about what I hope say all the people that are joining my village with them, they expect like water, light, food, they expect and all. Because Nigeria will suffer for water right now.
Wife of the resident minister North, Adama Kuroma, said she feels impressed with the reception given to the paramount chief and entourage. She urged the community people to detach politics from chieftaincy. She advised that the people should give the paramount chief the required support to govern the chiefdom accordingly.
Paramount chief issue, now government of the day, they work with. Not a politician, not a nothing, they work with people, they work with the government of the day. Let us not say, when the paramount chief, this person, that when a politician, enough for them with them.
Traditional marks were used to entertain the crowd as people found their seats under the community barrier in Yonibana town. People were invited from across the chiefdom as well as friends at national and district government offices. For CUMT Television, I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a final year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology.
And welcome to our usual program, live at Central University. On CUSL Television Channel 24. I am Stella.
And I am James Samuel Thorley. Today we are broadcasting live outside the studios and bringing to your screen what's happening at CUSL. Today we are having the Student Union presidential elections where our students will have the opportunity to elect a student representative that will serve as an intermediary between students and the administration. Let's have an overview of the ongoing events from students themselves. Okay. Well, hi, so we see students in queue. So we want to know what's happening here.
Actually, today is the day for our fourth Student Union President election here at Central University, because we all know that Student Union politics is a core mandate to the living existence of every university, be it Central University or wheresoever in the world. So it is our fourth Student Union election that we are holding today here at Central University. That is why you see a variety of students standing in the queue.
Wow. And we sense peace in the Student Union election. So what do you think is the main cause? Because other universities, there is...
Actually, I'm in love with that question, right? That makes Central University a unique university. That makes it different characters to other universities that are considered unique. That's because these are fourth Student Union elections, as I've mentioned earlier. And all of the past two elections that we've conducted here so far, they are all a peaceful elections, transparent and fair of the Electoral Commission. And our Electoral Commission here at Central University are very transparent in things like election process. So that is why you see all of the elections that we've conducted, including this very one that we are conducting here today, will be a very peaceful one.
So, your name and department? I am Janet Sankula from Mass Communication Department. Janet, how do you see this day?
Well, I see this day as a good day, a great day, and for me, like, I have a great spirit for today.
Okay, so Janet, we sense that the election is very peaceful, while in other institutions...
Then you'll be able to be like Central University to actually have a peaceful election like us. And another thing is that we're not as plenty as other universities. We're just this kind of minimum number, like we can be able to do things and go under control and other things. Yeah.
And also, do you think your candidate will win?
Yes, I am so optimistic that he is going to win.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
So you're one of the aspirants for the Student Union presidential election. Sure. So why do you go in for this?
And of course, when we talk student union elections, these are elections conducted to actually have students that will represent their friends, their college mates, outside and within the university. And of course, as an individual here at Central University, I have committed myself since I came to year one to helping others. I have shown concern beyond all reasonable doubt to students, and I care that students get the best representation possible. Because Central University is known for academic excellence. University is to do well at the landscape of other universities or among other universities. I believe it is imperative that we have a representation that will always reflect the image of this university. We must, and I should say, we are in the position to actually want to play. We are the ones that will make people know the image of the university outside of Central University. If we stay back and not send the rightful image of the university out there, then I believe we will be doing our university wrong and we shall be disloyal to our university by doing such a thing. That is why I thought it's fit to actually go in for the presidency, because I believe I will actually represent the students of Central University to the fullest. And of course, I like this last one. What if I do not win? And of course, I have been doing good things since I came to Central University. Yeah, I used to say there are few individuals at Central University that will say, by excellence never stood before me and actually teach me. This is because they were not willing to actually show. But I have always been doing good work. So in case I do not win, I am used to doing good. I continue, and of course I have told my friends, my supporters, to maintain calm. And I know you are a journalist, and you know exactly you are supposed to be going through the media. So you must have seen the message I sent last night. So all of the groups, that indeed this is a fight, we must fight it well. And of course, if we are fighting, let's also realize that we should not vandalize anything at Central University. Because this is the university that gathered us all here, that has put us all together. So if we are supposed to actually celebrate, and we are supposed to exercise our rights, our franchise, we must do it peacefully. So in case I do not win, I believe my supporters, and by extension, even the supporters of the opponent, will see reasons, because it is not within the records of Central University for students to fight over elections. So we believe such an atmosphere will continue to exist at Central University.
Okay, so by excellence, what's the message of the voters, your supporters out there?
Okay, the message I have for voters out there is that they are now in the position to decide for Central University. To decide, to make a decision on who should represent them. And this individual is supposed to be fit for the task. This is because the worst leadership will give us the worst representation. And I believe, without no doubt, no iota of peradventure in my mind, that individuals of Central University have that know-how. They are reasonable. That's why when you go to vote, you do it alone. That is because it is a trust that is placed in every individual. I believe students of this institution should go out there and make their university proud. They should not in any way, and I repeat, students should not in any way betray their university by voting for sentiment. Sentimental votes are things that are going to divide our university, and we hate divisions because Central University gathers a host of centralists. We are centralists. So I will say I am proud to be a centralist. I believe it can be done. It must be done. It will be done. And
I am Joseph Besima Samuels, a student of the Department of Business Information Technology, BIT to be specific. Claudia, Joseph Besima Samuels, we understand that you are one of the aspirants in the 2022 presidential elections. So what prompts you to go in for this? What is the reason? Of course, so many reasons, but if I can make it brief, we've been here, if I can say, it's 4 years now we've been here. Of course, we have seen presidents coming and going with series of promises, with series of messages that people may want to hear. Of course, in our politics these days, most people want to hear captivating message materialize. So like looking at all of these things, I thought it fit that if I go in, because I'm a man that believes in action, I'm a man that believes in reality, not about saying things that will not come to pass. So like I said, no, if people have come and gone with the same promises and nothing has been materialized, then I know I can fix some of these problems then. I am the right person to come into politics this time around. So that's the reason why I came into this. You said that you're the right person. So what would you say about your opponent?
Of course, I have no right to condemn anyone, but looking at the aspects of him being the current chief minister without resigning, and he's another candidate for this election, what do you think? Is that a good one? National politics say going into any position or verging for any position, you must have resigned a month or weeks towards the election. But as we are talking up to now, the man is a chief minister and he can't show anything that he did while he was in a past government, and he's still chief minister without resigning. So what are we preaching? What are we practicing? Is it that what we want for our nation, not only for the university? No, I don't think so. So if I think I am the right person, it's because this man being my opponent as a chief minister without resigning and going in for this position, the man just have 2 months to go. He has done here. I'm here till next year. So what do you think? Do we want to get our representative whereby we'll be calling all the time to be on campus in order to represent us, or we want somebody that is already here? So he's somehow capable, but I don't think he's ready for the job. And I am ready for the job. That is why I am here.
Let's leave that for the right to go in your voice.
All right. Of course, the expectation in terms of the election, the outcome of the election. Of course, my expectation is like it's yes. It's a yes. It's a yes for me.
So about it?
So I believe it's my turn, it's my time to win this. But if at all I do not emerge the victor of this particular election, then all I will say to my fans, my friends, my colleagues and my voters, be calm and be still and continue the peace. I want to assure them all that I am a peaceful man. I have been practicing peace since I came here, and I will continue to uphold that one. Central University has turned out to be an exemplary body, if I may put it that way, for anything concerning election. We are not like other universities. Of course, we've been hearing or we've had testimony of people being into violent, into chaotic action while elections are proceeding or after election. But trust me, Central University has turned out to be a very good example throughout these years, and we will continue that one. I will assure you, my supporters will not be involved in any kind of violent act after the election. Win or not, I assure you of this.
The election process is ongoing. The students of Central University are cooperative and exercising the franchise. What you take?
Camps are fighting for the title. Let's see who is who. But before then, let's have the views of students who have casted their votes.
Your name and department?
Sally Kamara, Mass Communication Year 1.
Sally Kamara, have you casted your vote?
Yeah, sure, I've casted my vote.
So how was it like?
I entered, I have to make the right choice because I have to be rationalized in my choice. So I enter, I have to make my choice and vote.
So was the process fast? Was it slow?
The process is slow because people are not coming to vote. Some are in classes because if we observe at Java University, and when they say a process of election, you don't see people attending lectures. They skip lectures and focus on the election because it is very paramount. It builds the foundation for students who are
This is how we draw the curtain down on today's edition. Program live at Central University on CU Television Channel 44. I am Stella King.
And I am James Samuel Thurley. We've had different views of people who have casted their votes and who are yet to cast their votes. We hope they make the right decision. Stay connected. Till then, ta-ta.
Bye.
After several goings and comments, Sierra Leone's Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, on the basis of recommendations from the Tertiary Education Commission, has finally awarded the university status to the then Canadian college situated in Mile 91, Tonko students and staff, but community residents of Mile 91 and other surrounding environs as well. It was on such that a massive welcome was organized for the Chancellor of the Canadian University, Muksin Sisay Sr. There were processions from Mamorka village onto the Mile 91 township, where the Chancellor and the rest of the staff and management of the university were accorded with laudable praises. In Mamoka village, Chancellor Moxon spoke of how the university is a product of the people of his community and Sierra Leone at large, and that he was very pleased for such developments. At CUMT, the Chancellor continued to thank all persons and promised that more work has to be done.
Today, now about the success of hard-working people them and waiting everyone in this community, starting from the landlords, going to the of families, going to everyone, friends, and the staff, and everybody will put hand for longer the success today. So I will take her from there. First, express thanks. First of all, we need to thank Papa God. We make everything what you do for so today possible. Today is a day where certain areas, sectors, people, we need for also recognize them. This is a very short thank you we make today. The big one get for come. So by not going further, I also say a big thank you for now.
Regent Chief of the Mile 91 community, Alhaji Yusuf Barry, was also appreciative of the transformation and could not hide his admiration.
Kind excitement we get today, it just feels like we salon begin independent. So we're glad over 100% for we chiefdom, we town, and we district and the country at large for we get this kind of university now we own place now. It means more than a lot to we because before this time, subsequently, people in the strain, we brothers them, we picking them, we sisters them, for let them migrate them from Musa we day for go on another side, for go find book landing. I feel say that's not a strain. So for now, for let you picking a day within the community, they attend university, at the end of the day, turn back like us, you do whatever you get for do, whatever for assist you as a parent to assist you, that's not a big achievement.
Lecturer and Director of Marketing at CUMT, Sheku Putka Kamara said that the gracious welcome of the CEO was planned and thoughtfully executed, and that more advancements were on the way for the university.
There was every need to welcome the CEO and Chancellor Moxon Sise because this is a milestone. Most people have spent years in doing these things, but then the outcome has not always been fruitful. And so for the fact that this is one man who has had a vision and is able to actualize it in less than 10 years, I think it's very welcoming. And so that was the thrust to have welcomed him. Now when you talk university, it's actually creating room for rapid expansion. And that is where the institution is actually going to set a brighter pace. By this I mean, we now expect a range of programs to begin to run. We now expect massive recruitment, not just for staff, but also for community people who may have other works to do. Because at the end of the day, community service forms a key part of what we do here. So to us, work has just begun, and we're not going to take things for granted because we have a responsibility to ensure that all of the positives that we are known for are now better advanced and far more advanced, because in the end it's about ensuring that we do not continue to decrease, but we increase on the positive strides that we've been doing over the years.
The official launch of the university is expected to be done in January 2022. But what cannot be taken away is the fact that the Canadian University is surely and truly a place where careers begin. For CUMT Television, I am Mariama Pashis-Halabi, a final year student of the Mass Communication Department at the Canadian University of Modern Technology in Mile 91. Reporting.
Chapel Mile 91 branch was established in 2009. The church in those years faced some challenges in accommodating its numerous members. At the dedication ceremony, the pastor in charge, Christopher Yamba, says the building is a fulfillment to continue God's work in this part of the vineyard.
So too, we have been having several constraints, to reach out the gospel to people. Most of the areas that we have rented places, we have been relegated, we have been sent out, we have been chased out. So we thought it fit that at least we need to have our own structure wherein we can accommodate people
2,000 of them, because we have a lot of members out there that have been facing a lot of challenge. So we thought it's fit that we have to put up a structure like this so that the word of God can be suitable and well preached.
In her joyous mood, Deaconess Roslyn thoroughly recalled some of the challenges clergymen and their members had gone through in the past years. She, however, gave God glory for the building.
We don't start now from 2009. We don't get building. We start now SLRE, one quarter and then we start. From there we move, we come UMC, the old school. We get UMC, the one we get the place, and we get Monawi, decide for move camp up Borough Gaya, make small but finally we the worship during Pastor Vanicius in time. So we did it, and then they changed Pastor Vanicius, then Pastor Israel come. We said that very hard working pastor. So he said the place not small for we move from this place, we go to the community center. So within a community center, we see again say the place look small for we. We rent one place now SLM Road, one hall in the road we rent, where the place, because they say we now share for we and people will get money, and indeed we get money. So the people they decide to increase the rentage. And by that time, Pastor Israel no be there, he don't left now, they don't transfer. Now during Pastor Roy in time, Pastor Roy said no. He said we don't go pay that kind of amount. Instead, we go back up road, we go make a left and smaller. So we can up road that really be so challenging. We can up road again, we can make this buffer now. We then with the worship God, take about your time reach.
Pastor Yamba encouraged residents to endeavor to be part of their subsequent services for the furtherance of God's work and spiritual growth. For Central University Television, Alaji Kamara, a third-year student at Central University, reporting.
Are you a lover of music? Does the fun of sports get to you? Central University offers you fun while studying. At Central University, you have the chance to study and still be part of what you love. Enrolling at Central University provides you with the opportunity to explore your skills in a basketball team, volleyball team, music band, and a football team. You will never get bored while studying here. The admission portal is still open. Apply today and have the chance to explore your unique talents. You want it all. You can get it all at Central University, a place where careers begin.
Hello and welcome. This is News Eye here on CUMT Television, Channel 44. I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a final year mass communications student at the Kenya University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
No speed bumps at the township of Bokabambi. How is this a problem?
This issue of us not having any speed bump in our community has been a major problem for us. We have been pleading to our leaders in the Man 91 community and the government as well, but nothing has been done. We have lost up to 8 people to accidents while crossing this road. 5 are children and 3 are older people.
Is lack of safe drinking water still a challenge in some parts of Sierra Leone?
We don't get fine water well. That water well will get so.
We don't have good water wells. The only water tap we have here is across the road, and we are afraid to send our children there because many of our children have been killed while crossing that road.
And potential university students from the private school Modern High visit CUMT.
We are impressed. I am personally impressed because I've studied in other universities in Sierra Leone, 2 or 3 of them, and I think the facilities here are quite really impressive. I am impressed, and I am sure the kids also are moved by what they saw today.
Now for the full news with Mariama Precious Halabi.
Residents of the Bonkababe Town, Tonkolili district have raised concerns over the lack of not having any speed bumps in their township, which according to them is a potential threat and could affect one's rights to life. Here is the story.
The lack of speed bumps in strategic areas has been the cause of many deaths in many rural communities in Sierra Leone. Bunkababe is a town in the northern part of Sierra Leone. The town ends with a deadly curve with no speed bumps, and according to residents, they have lost many loved ones as a result of that. Ibrahim Kamara is a brother to the chief of the town, and he explains how the situation has affected them in their community.
This issue of us not having any speed bump in our community has been a major problem for us. We have been pleading to our leaders in the Man 91 community and the government as well, but nothing has been done. We have lost up to 8 people to accidents while crossing this road. 5 are children and 3 are older people.
Mohamed Kagbo described the feeling of losing his younger brother some years ago as a tragic situation as a waste of precious life.
Don't die. My brother was killed by accident while he was crossing the road to fetch water across the road. Those scenes have left heavy feelings in our hearts. We have asked our leaders to help us, but we have not yet seen any efforts.
Residents say they will continue to plead to the government and any other organization to help them curtail the situation and help maintain their safety in their community. CUMT TV, I am Maya Mapashas Halabi reporting.
Still on Bunkababe, residents have also talked about having challenges in accessing clean and safe drinking water in their community. My colleague Emmanuel B.S. Conte has more on the story.
Access to water facilities are basic amenity entitled to all Sierra Leoneans. Here at the Bunkababe village in Man 91 Yoni Bana Chiefdom Tonkolili district, water shortage has been a great challenge for residents in the community. Speaking to Ibrahim Kamara, a resident in the village, he says water shortage has been a great problem for them in the community, which has over the years led to them losing many development projects in their community.
There is a great problem of water crisis in the community, and this has led to us losing many development projects in the community.
So, it's also a problem. Sone Kanu, another resident, says the community lacks water facility. The only water well they could fetch water from is a death trap.
We don't have good water wells. The only water tap we have here is across the road, and we are afraid to send our children there because many of our children have been killed while crossing that road. So we send them to fetch water at the stream.
Mohamed Kagbo said they have raised the same concern to their authorities, but nothing has been done.
They will cancel them. We have begged our councillors to help us renovate the only water well we have, because if they work on this water well, we will not continue to lose our children through accidents again.
Other residents says they will continue to plead to the government, stakeholders and NGOs to come to their aid before the issue gets out of hand. Emmanuel B.S. Conte, CUMT TV News.
Potential students and principal of the Modern High School paid a one-day campus visitation to the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Such visitation, according to the Director of Marketing at the Canadian University, Sheku Putka Kamara, are a strategy to make sure that potential clients get first-hand experience from the CUMT environment. Here is the story.
The Modern High Private School in Freetown has paid a one-day campus visitation to the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Such visitations are a strategy that CUMT's Marketing Directorate currently uses to make sure that potential clients get some first-hand experience of the CUMT environment. The principal of the Modern High Private School, Michael Tabi, says he has been to other universities in the country, but that the facilities at the Canadian University of Modern Technology are very impressive and that the university shows its strength on a practical-based approach.
We are impressed. I am personally impressed because I've studied in other universities in Sierra Leone, 2 or 3 of them, and I think the facilities here are quite really, really impressive. I am impressed, and I am sure the kids also are moved by what they saw today. It's a practical approach to learning. It's not about theory. So I moved through everything. I went to the radio station, television station, computer. I've been all over the place, and I'm quite impressed.
Speaking to a pupil of the school, Jonathan Stafford, he expresses his opinion about the university, saying that he is impressed with the facilities he had seen.
The place is really good. My first time being around this place, I saw they have many equipment for learning. Computers are very good, and some of the labs, teachers are very good. It was also a place with a computer laboratory. So when I went there, it was really good. It taught us something about programming. I think it's really good.
The Directorate of Marketing at the Canadian University of Modern Technology, Sheku Putka Kamara, says the gesture is to put the university at the world mark by commercializing the institution, and that the institution goes by the adage that says, seeing is believing, thereby projecting institutional visibility, acceptability, and credibility.
I think what happens today is not a new phenomenon in the sense commercializing Canadian University has been a trend that we're following, and we hope to attain institutional visibility, acceptability, and credibility. And when we get new institutions, private institutions and some public institutions to visit our institution, it's about ensuring that we go by the adage that says, seeing is believing. Because many a time you get to hear people say a whole lot of things about institutions and places, and sometimes it may not always be ideal. So here, when we bring them, it's about making sure that what they see on TV is a reflection of what they get to see here. Because in matters of this nature, you really want to ensure that what you say is factual and that it is accurate.
Other students encourage the general population to choose Canadian University as a tertiary institution to further their education. And they say it's a grade A university which provides modern education. Emmanuel B.S. Conte, CUMT News.
Let's go for a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Stay connected.
This is the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Here, we move a little differently. We are the change makers, the innovators. We are solving the problems of the 21st century. We create, we lead, we inspire. Beginning your journey at Canadian University is opening your chapter to success. Here, we are a family that works together to make the change today for a better Sierra Leone and world tomorrow. Here is a home for you. Canadian University of Modern Technology, a place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. There's been some alleged discoveries that the Niamey military carried out a series of mass killings of civilians in July that resulted in the deaths of at least 40 men.
Eyewitnesses and survivors said that soldiers, some as young as 17, rounded up villagers before separating the men and killing them. Video footage and images from the incident appear to show most of those killed were tortured first and buried in shallow graves. The killings took place in July in 4 separate incidents in Kani Township, an opposition stronghold in Sageng district in central Niamey. It is thought the killings were a collective punishment for attacks by military groups demanding a return to democracy following a military coup in February. A spokesman for the military government did not deny the allegations. The military has faced resistance from civilians since it seized control of the country, which is also called Burma, deposing a democratically elected government led by Aung San Suu Kyi. 11 witnesses in Kani accounts with mobile phone footage and photographs collected by Niamey Witness, a UK-based NGO that investigates human rights abuses in the country, country. The largest killing took place in Yin village, where at least 13 men were tortured or beaten to death and their bodies thrown in a forested gully. The witnesses in Yin, whose names were withheld to protect their identities, revealed that the men were tied up with ropes and beaten before they were killed. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
Latif's candidate Gabriel Boric has won Chile's presidential election to become the country's youngest ever leader.
In what was expected to be a tight race, the 35-year-old former protest leader defeated his far-right rival, Jose Antonio, cast by 10 points. Mr. Boric told supporters he would look after democracy, promising curbs on Chile's neoliberal economic model. He will lead a country that has been rocked in recent years by mass protests against inequality and corruption. Mr. Boric's victory prompted celebrations on the streets of the capital, Santiago, with his supporters waving flags and honking car horns. In a speech, Mr. Boric said he was taken on the job with humility and a tremendous sense of responsibility, vowing to firmly fight against the privileges of a few. Official results gave Mr. Boric 56% of the votes against Mr. Kast's 44%. Mr. Kast conceded defeat barely an hour and a half after polls closed, and with around half of ballots counted. Both candidates offered starkly different visions for the country, and both are outsiders representing political parties that have never been in government. Once the most stable economy in Latin America, Chile has one of the world's largest income gaps, with 1% of population owning 25% of the country's wealth, according to the United Nations. Mr. Boric has promised to address this inequality by expanding social rights and reforming Chile's pension and healthcare systems, as well as reducing the work week from 45 to 40 hours and boosting green investment. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
This is where we end News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I have been your presenter, Marama Precious Alabi. Until next time, stay connected. Good evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Marama Precious Alabi, a final year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Some officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education visit Canadian University.
I'm really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I saw some people great. The student hosted, fantastic. You know, classrooms, you know, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization.
Residents in Sabi village commenced harvesting on 10 hectares of rice farm.
I'm a farmer at the Sibe community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative.
And teachers of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde highlight challenges faced by the school.
We get lots of constraints at the school because if you look according to the people in the island history, even for guides and all the decks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodation.
Now for the full news with Mariama Precious Alabi.
Some officials from the Ministry of Tertiary and Higher Education has paid a courtesy call on the administrative wing of the Canadian University of Modern Technology. The visit, according to the Director of the Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received from the Tertiary Education Commission for the Canadian College of Modern Technology to gain university status. Emmanuel B.S. Conte reports.
Several visits have been made by officials from the Tertiary Education Commission to the Canadian College of Modern Technology's campus, 1 Silicon Hill, Man 91. However, the latest visit by officials from the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, according to the Ministry's Director of Tertiary Education, Emmanuel Momo, is to get a first-hand information as per the recommendations received by Tertiary Education Commission.
Most often when I'm going to the provinces, I just want to what's happening here? Because it's good for me here. But today I'm here, I'm really impressed. I was talking to my colleague and I saw some student hostels, fantastic. You know, classrooms, you know, everything. I think really, if we are actually to consider the organization, first class.
Director of Technology and Innovation, Victor Sise, noted that he feels impressed with what he has seen, citing that they will advise the Minister of Technical and Higher Education based on their findings accordingly.
We will advise the Minister accordingly in our report. And then, well, like my colleague said, we will need some few clarifications, some few questions for us to discuss. And then we will be as transparent as possible. And then this is for the betterment of higher education. And seeing what we've seen, I think I must acknowledge I've already seen this is very good. Very good to the extent that it is being run and managed local contact, I must say. That it is very, very encouraging. And even the location, because Western area, you will say that is where the affluent are. Then the choice of the location and what you've seen in the location, it's very magnanimous, I must say. Because if we are purely looking for profit, we will not pour in all of
I begged him to build a mechanic.
But this is very encouraging. Even the power system tells us a lot of your ambition in the area of technology and moving forward, because that is the bedrock of development these days. Without power, you can't talk of technology. Yeah, without technology, you can't even talk of development in that country. So for us, what we've seen is very impressive. But we still need to do this and then do our recommendations, of which I believe the protocol will share up with them. So we will see that we are the messengers of the ministry. We'll do our best.
The Canadian College of Modern Technology was established by Sierra Leonean entrepreneur Muksin Sise to help bridge the inequalities in Sierra Leone's educational system. Granting it a university status will be of essence to the country's educational system. For CUMT News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte reporting.
Residents in Sabe Village, Yoni Chiefdom, Tonkolele district have commenced harvesting on a 10-hectare swamp farm. The farming exercise is supported by Mayo Forestry Company as part of the company's corporate social responsibility to the people. Our reporter Julian Akaba witnessed the harvesting exercise and first in this report.
Those were some residents of Sebei village in the Yonibana Chiefdom Tonkolele district harvesting rice on a 10-hectare rice farm supported by Mayo Forestry Company in Mile 91 through its corporate social responsibility to its operational communities. But what does this mean for beneficiaries of this project? I'm a farmer at the CB community. I am happy that this project has brought about 10 hectares of swamp farm, but we have only engaged 4 hectares. I feel good for such initiative, and I believe that the Mayo company is ready to help us.
I'm Mairu. Akulu, because
My name is Pakamara. I am a farmer, and I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to Mairo for fulfilling their corporate social responsibility by employing youths of this entire chiefdom.
I am the women's leader of the Sabe community. Mayo company is helping us greatly in many ways, but we are requesting that they build schools for our children in the community to attend.
The social manager of the Mayo Forestry Company, Aruna Bangura, pointed out that the key aspect of the company's corporate social responsibility is food security support to communities in the company's operational areas, in line with the company's commitment to the 10 principles of responsible investment in agriculture.
Principle 1 talks about support to food security and nutrition, and that's what we've been doing over the years. Since 2018, we started with 30 hectares support to 3 communities. In 2019, we scaled it up to 70 hectares support to 7 communities. In 2020, we scaled it up to 10 hectares to 10 communities, and this year we repeated the same. So our agricultural support to communities, one of the projects that we do is rice farming support. Rice being a staple food to Sierra Leone, and being that we are importing a lot of rice, that is worrisome as a responsible agricultural company operating in Sierra Leone. So we picked up as a priority need, and it has come up in a lot of our engagement and with communities, and they've asked us to support rice farming. So what we do is we support the seed, we do fertilizer, and as well as land preparation, which means we're helping them with mechanized farming system. On top of that, we also provide extension service support.
The residents appreciated the gesture from Mairo Forestry Company, but however requested for pipe-borne water, community center, among other facilities to be provided in their communities. For CUMT Television, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a second-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
Salyu Conte, teacher of Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School in Mafunde, has highlighted inadequate accommodation, learning materials, among other things, are some of the key challenges the school is faced with. He made the statements to our reporter, Barama Pashisalabi.
Access to good and quality education is the right of every pupil in Sierra Leone, but over the years, pupils in rural communities have been struggling to access such. Mafunde, a town in the Yoni Mamela Chiefdom, Tonkolele district, is one of those places that has been struggling to access good and quality education. Salyu Conte, a teacher of the Sierra Leone Muslim Brotherhood School, said that they have written many projects to the government, but up till now, they have not been approved. He further appealed to the government to help them get access to good and quality education in their community.
We get a lot of constraints at our school, because if you look according to the people in the island, the street, even for guides, and all the decks.
We are faced with many constraints in our school. Most of our pupils do not even have proper sitting accommodations. We have written many projects to the government. They have not been approved yet. Even the school building is not good enough. We are just volunteering to support the efforts of our community leaders to help our children to get access to education, even if it is not up to standards. We ask that the government help us here. As you can see, most of us are not government paid.
We tell the government and then put more efforts to it, because as they look the constraint rights and at the school a lot.
Usman Bangura, a pupil in the school, explains some of the challenges they face as pupils in the school.
We do not have enough benches, and also we do not have enough classrooms. As class 6 and class 2, we all sit outside together. I do not feel comfortable in class.
Aisatu Bangura explains how these challenges has been affecting their studies. She further called on the attention of concerned organizations and citizens to help them get access to good and quality education.
We do not have classrooms, benches and desks. We also do not have water facilities in our school. We find it so difficult, and writing on my legs makes my handwriting unpleasant.
For CTMT Television, I am Arama Pashisalabi, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian University of Modern Technology, reporting.
We'll be back after this break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
At Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can
Welcome back if you're just joining us. These news are here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. 20 people were reported dead in Ikoyi anti-site in Lagos, Nigeria, where a residential building collapsed. Frustrated families and friends helping the rescue are expressing anger and frustration on officials who visit the site and have also disapproved the rescue crew's methods.
Hunger and frustration are replacing the hope of finding survivors at the site of a collapsed residential building in the wealthy neighborhood of Ikoyi in Nigeria's biggest city of Lagos, where at least 20 people died. Voices of frustrated families and friends who have gathered here occasionally fill the air as they shout at officials who visit the site and disapprove of the rescue crew's methods. A relative of one of the victims of the incident, Bakar Farati, says he has no faith in them and that it is a retrieval operation and not a rescue operation. He added that the team was not being careful to search for bodies, saying one of the bodies they pulled was dismembered by the evacuator. He continued by saying that the authorities stopped working for 7 hours the first day and that they don't have the urgency they should have in that type of situation. Other relatives of the missing shared their frustration. A man in his 30s who did not want to be named says his friend was also visiting the site. Officials haven't settled on the number of fatalities, but different versions just above 20 have been shared. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
The first pill designed to treat symptomatic COVID has been approved by the United Kingdom Medicines Regulator. Let's have the story.
The tablet, Molnupiravir, designed to treat COVID, has been approved for use in the United Kingdom by UK medicine regulator. The pills will be given twice a day to vulnerable patients recently diagnosed with the disease. In clinical trials, the pills originally developed to treat flu cut the risk of hospitalization or death by about half. Health Secretary Sajid Javid said the treatment was a game changer for the most fragile and immunosuppressed. In a statement, he said, "Today is a historic day for our country, as the UK is now the first country in the world to approve an antiviral that can be taken at home for COVID, first oral treatment. Molnupiravir, developed by the US drug companies Merck, Sharp and Dohme, MSD, and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics, is the first oral antiviral medication for COVID, which can be taken as a pill rather than injected or given intravenously. The UK regulator, the MHRA, said the tablet has been authorized for use in the people who will have mild to moderate COVID and at least one risk factor for developing severe illness such as obesity, old age, diabetes, or heart disease. The organization's chief executive, June Rain, described the treatment as an order, the apparatus to add to our armory against COVID-19. It is the world's first approved antiviral for this disease that can be taken by mouth rather than administered intravenously, he said. The UK has initially ordered 480,000 courses of Molnupiravir to be delivered by the end of this year, along with 250,000 courses of a similar experimental drug currently being developed by the US drug company Pfizer. England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Professor Jonathan Van Tam, warned on Wednesday of some hard months to come in the pandemic. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Emmanuel B.S. Conte.
This is where we end News Are Here tonight on CUMT Television. I have been your presenter, Marima Kristalabi. Good night.
Good evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Lamaso, a third year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Residents in Mafunde village raised concerns over inadequate toilet facilities.
The money we in this area, now the toilet facility, so no we get the clean toilet facility.
What is bothering us in this community is lack of good toilet facility.
Deputy head teacher of MCA Primary School, Masan Village, requests for trained and qualified teachers.
At times, in fact, even the external exams, they do well. Like I don't begin saying no more.
Our pupils always do well in the National Primary School examination. The main challenge we have is the low number of staff in the school. And some youth in My 91 have engaged in bread baking.
My name is Aminat Jallo. I feel good working in this place. I still remember my teacher in school telling me that what a man can do, a woman can also do, because we all have equal abilities and are humans.
Now for the full news with Lama Saw.
The absence of basic sanitation facilities such as toilets can result in an unhealthy environment contaminated by human waste. In order to avoid this adverse situation, residents in Mafunde village are calling on government and humanitarian organizations to provide them with affordable toilet facilities.
Mafunde is a town along the Freetown Mile 91 highway. Despite the challenges people face in accessing other basic necessities like electricity, water and safe housing, the lack of proper toilet systems remain a major concern for residents in this community.
Not well established like
Toilet facilities in this community is very poor. As yourself can see, this toilet is not safe and decent for humans. We would appreciate if the government or those in authorities have to see and help us establishing a better and safer toilet for us and the children not to defecate everywhere. We have dug a hole to be using and throwing waste.
People will use go empty in the toilet as soon as they say as soon as this is not a sober toilet like our government can build toilets. The money we in this area, now the toilet facility, so no we get the clean toilet facility.
What is bothering us in this community is lack of good toilet facility. We have dug many pits in the community, but we cannot afford to cover them. With that, flies and other insects roam about our food, and which is not good for our health. I am calling on government to look into this matter and help the people of the entire Mile 91 community in solving this problem.
You know, say we the citizens we suffer, so at least we forget good facility of toilets. So what made them help me do that?
Toilet be problem too, yeah. First we now would manage, we dig them manual toilet now would dig.
Good toilet facility have been a major problem over the years. We did not have standard toilet rooms, that which will bring about diseases in the community. We really need help from the government or any humanitarian organization.
Still need help, may they help you for promote for that toilet business again.
Inadequate sanitation facilities have great impact on families, communities and societal development. It negatively impacts the social and economic development, affects human well-being and as well maximize the risks of sexual assault. To meet the sanitation needs of residents in the Mafunde community, authorities should consider the construction of toilet facilities and provide sanitation for this community. Reporting for CUMT Television, I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a third-year mass communication student at the Canadian College of Modern Technology.
The Deputy Head Teacher of the Missionary Church of Africa Primary School, Masan, John Sanko, has noted with great concern the lack of trained and qualified teachers, inadequate sitting accommodation, poor sanitation, among other things, as a major challenge in running the school. Sanko said the school has an enrollment of 200 pupils with outstanding performance in the National Primary School examination. He was speaking to our reporter Ali Jallo, who visited the school and files in this report.
The access to good quality education is still a challenge in many parts of Sierra Leone, especially in the rural areas. Masan village in Tonkole district is one of the places that has been faced with such challenge. The Missionary Church of Africa Primary School in the village, according to the deputy head teacher of the school, John Sanko, has been producing outstanding performance in the National Primary School examination. Adding that, education has a desirable control over individual, family, community, and society's development, and thereby leading to poverty reduction.
The beginning in the land. At times, in fact, even the external exams, them they do well. Like I don't begin to say no more. The challenge you get.
Our pupils always do well in the national primary school examination. The main challenge we have is the low number of staff in the school. Most of our staff are volunteers. The other challenge is a lack of water in the school vicinity. Our pupils usually go to the bush to fetch water, which is very dangerous. The tap in the school compound is not working, and we don't have money to fix it. Most of our benches are broken. We have up to 4 pupils on one seat, and we are told to avoid body contact.
Chairs, they all don't spoil. Look, let me say, one grade seat, sometimes 4, 3 picking and they sit down about one grade seat.
A call on government and humanitarians to support the school with sitting accommodation, water facility, among other needs.
We need help so that the water day, understand, picking they go to bush again for we get water.
We need help because if we have water well in the school, our children will not go to the far end in the bushes to fetch water. And we also ask that they approve our teachers who are qualified for government payroll and send those without paper for training, or send government paid teachers to assist us here.
We know say if they don't go land, they go able to so that we will help the picking them for let them go further with their education.
An education system in rural communities like Masang has the opportunity to build capacity and knowledge, helps residents to make informed decisions about their farms and to innovate in agricultural affairs. Education also exposes rural residents to information and helps prevent misinterpretation of information. It is therefore hoped that the government and humanitarians may step in to save the MCA primary school from this age-long problem. For CCMT Television News, I am Aliu Jallo, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian College of Modern Technology, reporting from Masang Village.
In an effort to avoid idleness and save their future, some youth in the Mainland One community have engaged themselves in bread baking. Speaking to CUMT Television, one of the youth, Aminata Jallo, said she is a graduate but could not get any formal employment. But working at a bakery has helped her take care of herself and her family.
It is no secret that the young people in Sierra Leone have been facing with chronic problem of unemployment such as fewer career development opportunities, lower wage levels, proper prospects for better jobs, and ultimately lower pensions. Man 91 is a rural community in the Tonkolulu district, northern province of Sierra Leone, where formal jobs are hard to come by, even for youths who are graduates. Aminata Jallo, a young female graduate, has been engaging in baking activities for several years now. She urges her peers to get themselves involved in similar jobs rather than roaming about aimlessly.
This bakery will go found myself now, so
My name is Aminata Jallo. I feel good working in this place. I still remember my teacher in school telling me that what a man can do, a woman can also do, because we all have equal abilities and are humans. Most times, some men ask me why I do choose to work in this bakery. That is known to be a man's job. I always tell them that if you take a walk around the world, you would encounter several women doing similar jobs. And this is my office. I get to feed myself and my 2 kids. I'm advising women to find jobs they can engage in instead of doing prostitution. Well, sometimes we realize plenty sales, but some days sales are not good.
Instead of woman going misleading self. So me won't advise that they were for company.
Paulo Canu, the manager of the bakery where Aminata works, says baking practice is a skill he acquired during his early school days. He maintained that he has been able to fund his tertiary education from the proceeds he gets from the bakery, adding that the bakery has served as a source of income for several youths in the Man 91 community.
As bakers, we ensure that we produce the best bread that customers want. What really pushed me into baking was to earn money to settle my basic necessities, and this is seen as pre-scale. I have been into baking for about 5 years, and it has helped me greatly, both academically and basic needs. It has helped me academically in ways for me providing school materials for myself without asking my parents. Currently, I am pursuing state-registered nurse course in the preliminary here at present. I am advising other youth to stop engaging in robbery or gangsterism, but to find a respectable and legal job in the society.
Bread has been part of human history of centuries ago. It plays an integral role in the lives of so many Sierra Leoneans as a staple food. Reporting for CCMT News, I am Juliana E. Kaba, a second-year mass communication student of the Canadian College. Reporting.
We will be back after this break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
At Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. Let's now have some stories from across the continent. Nurses in Eswatini are refusing to treat police officers as they accuse them of shooting colleagues during a pro-democracy rally on Wednesday.
Protests in Africa's last absolute monarchy, formerly known as Swaziland, have swept the country since June. Some internet services such as Facebook were temporarily shut down this week in response to the unrest. The government, which denies that security forces used live ammunition, has now banned all demonstrations. Earlier this week, health workers and other public sector employees who went to deliver a petition to Parliament demanding better living conditions were met with an unprecedented show of force. The Swaziland Democratic Nurses Union said 13 nurses were injured as the police and army opened fire and a young bystander was killed. The union added, describing the security forces as a clutch of vipers. Swaziland Democratic Nurses Union called all nurses in solidarity with the shot nurses not to treat a police official. Union president acknowledged that this goes against the principle of treating everyone, but he told the reporters that his members were now scared of the police. We have reports of police shooting healthcare workers inside the hospital. We are scared of them, he said. Mr. Dooley now wants a guarantee from the Ministry of Health that nurses will be safe. Authorities have said that no one was shot and that the police on Wednesday were trying to disperse a rally that they believed was going to turn violent. A delegation from the regional grouping, the Southern African Development Community, is currently in the country to meet King Swati III, as well as some involved in the pro-democracy movement. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kabar.
Uganda's anti-corruption says she will employ new strategy in fighting corruption, including getting children to monitor their parents.
Betty Kamia told a delegation of European Union diplomats that her office intends to be innovative in the fight against corruption by using methods that don't require a lot of money. We want primary school children to recognize illicit wealth at home and to ask their parents whether their salary can afford that new expensive car. the luxurious house, the overseas education, and the holidays abroad. We want teachers in posh schools to give homework to the 10-year-olds in the 5th grade to write down their father's name, his place of work, his job title, the car he drives, its cost, and a picture of their house. That's how down the ladder we intend to go, Betty Kamia said. She added her team will encourage schools with the help of the Ministry of Education to help discussions in classrooms about corruption. The Inspectorate of Government, which Ms. Kamia leads, is an independent institution charged with the responsibility of eliminating corruption and abuse of authority, according to information on its web. BBC News, I am Abdullahi Kamara.
This is where we end News Hour here tonight on CUMT Television Channel 44. I have been your presenter, Lama Soul. Good night.
Good evening, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television Channel 44. I am Marama Pasha-Salabi, a third-year mass communication student at the Canadian University of Modern Technology. Let's have tonight's headlines.
Some residents along Mabuka and Man 91 highway raised concerns over the deplorable road conditions.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Mabuka.
From Mabuka to Man 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents.
Residents of Masan village called for health facilities.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility.
Residents of Masoko and Masang villages cry for clean and safe drinking water.
The water system is terrible in this town.
The water system in this community is very terrible. It is very hard for us to get water during the drying season. Now for the full news with Marama Precious Halabi.
Let's now have the news in details. Some residents along the Maboka Mal 91 highway have noted with great concern the deplorable state of the road linking Maboka and Mal 91. The residents say the road condition has made their communities inaccessible to other communities. A reporter Lamaso has more on the story.
The poor road network in many parts of Sierra Leone has affected many sectors in the country. During his first visit to the district headquarters town of Maboka, President Maada Bio said that his government was determined to transform Tonkolili district. The construction of the Mile 91 Maboka road instead was part of his dream for the district. Residents along the road said they believe the promise has been overdue, and the state of the road, they said, is undesirable as they have witnessed many accidents.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Maboka.
From Maboka to Man 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents along this road. Vehicles can no longer ply this road, especially during the rainy season. We are therefore crying to government to please construct this road for us. The road condition is very difficult here.
So mostly the road is difficult for me.
The road bad.
The road is very bad, and when people are sick, we'd have to take them to the Maboka hospital. But the road is a very big challenge. We ask for the government to help us.
The road bad. Now I make some.
The road is bad. We do experience a lot of difficulties, especially when pregnant women are in labor. We lost a baby a few days ago as a result of this terrible road condition.
The construction of the road will connect the northern and southern provinces, enable the diversification of agricultural activities, boost rural as well as economic growth of the country. For CCMT Television, I am Lamaso, a third-year mass communication student reporting along the Mile 91 and Maboka Highway.
Individuals in rural areas often have poor access to healthcare due to poor accessibility and availability of standard healthcare systems. Masang village in the northern province of Sierra Leone is one of those villages in Sierra Leone that completely lacks healthcare facilities. Chair lady of the town, Fatima Kamara, says the situation is appealing and needs immediate intervention in order to save the lives of pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under the age of 5. Tamba Stephen Comba has the story.
Healthcare is a fundamental right of every human being and everyone's responsibility. However, there has always been an inverse distribution of healthcare services in rural communities as compared to urban communities. Fatmata Kamara is a chairlady of Masan village. She explains to me in this interview about the awful healthcare system in her community.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility. I could remember some few days ago when one of our residents was in labor. We found it very difficult to attend to her. We sent for ambulance at Mawoka, but we could not get. This led to miscarriage. We have had a lot of complications as a result of this awkward situation. Several lives has been lost. Even when you have a mild sickness like headache, except we move to the neighboring village for treatment. Poor road network also form part of our challenges here.
Fatmata Kago corroborated a statement made by Asatu Kamara, citing inadequate staffing of health workers at the health center in the neighboring town of Masoko as a very serious health concern.
The road bad, the hospital, and people.
We are really suffering. Our roads are bad and we don't have good hospitals. When our people fall ill, it takes us a long time to get them to the hospital, and sometimes some died on the way. We have toilets, but they are not as good as those in big towns. We often defecate in the bushes, and that is not good for our health, because we have only one hospital in this Masoko village. There are not much staff in the hospital because it is a community health center, and sometimes there are no staff there at all, so we have to go to Mawoka Hospital.
Community health worker Aisatu Kamara says her roles are to provide health education and information, advocate for individual and community health needs, provide some direct services such as first aid among others. Malaria and cold, she said, are the most prevalent diseases in the community. Pregnant women, she said, their conditions are very unfavorable.
Malaria, the sick common now, malaria, was the cold, malaria, most of.
My work in this community is to take a look at patients before they are taken to the hospital, which is in the next village. The most common sickness in this town is malaria. The most difficult situations we do face is when pregnant women go into labor, especially at night. We find it difficult to transport them to the hospital because it is far from here and we are afraid to walk out at night because everywhere is bushy and dark. Some of them give birth on the way, which is not good for the baby and the mother.
Rural residents often encounter barriers to health care that limit their ability to obtain the care they need. In order for residents in Masan to have sufficient access, necessary and appropriate health care service must be available and obtainable in a timely manner. For CCMT Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Masan Village.
The issue of water constraint has been a national issue across the country. Speaking to CUMT Television, some residents of Masan and Masoko villages explain some of the challenges they face in accessing safe drinking water in the community. Marma Precious Halabi has the details. Residents in rural communities are often faced with water crisis. Masoko and Masang are villages in the northern part of Sierra Leone, Tonkolili district, and residents have been facing constraints in getting access to good water facilities. Mohammed Seri is a resident in the Masoko village, and he says they mainly face such constraints during the dry seasons.
We have some problems.
We have a lot of difficulties here. For instance, we don't have clean and safe drinking water. We have water wells, but they are not fit for human consumption.
The headman of Masang village, Umaru Mansari, says they go up to 4 miles to fetch water in other villages and that the experience has been painstaking for their people.
The water system is terrible in this town.
The water system in this community is very terrible. It is very hard for us to get water during the drying season. We often travel to other villages to fetch water, and the distance we travel is between 3 to 4 miles daily because all our wells in the village are dry.
Because all the wells are dry.
He continued by saying they have taken the matter to their councillor and honourable, but up to now nothing has been done. He further pleads to the government to help them get water in their community.
Anyway, we tell the councillor, but the councillor just give you promise.
We talked with the councillor some times ago and he promised us, but up till now we have not seen anything. The Honorable do visit us and we have been telling him about the water system in our community, but he always says you will hear from him when next he comes. But since he left, we have not heard anything from him.
So from Igo, we will get feedback from them.
For CCMT Television, I am Mariama Precious Halabi, a third-year mass communication student of the Canadian College of Modern Technology, reporting.
We will be back after this short break.
Becoming somebody isn't easy. If you want to become somebody, you're going to need to challenge yourself, to make new friends, to make a new home, to find new skills and knowledge.
To create a better path to a brighter future.
To overcome your challenges.
To grow with the world of ever-growing technology.
To create a change in society.
To make the world a better place.
At Canadian College, we will help you to meet these challenges. This is the place where your career can...
Canadian College of Modern Technology, the place where careers begin.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour here on CUMT Television, Channel 44. Let's now have some stories across the continent. A woman was reported dead and 2 men seriously injured after a car crash in a tunnel under the River Mersey. Here is the story.
A woman has been reported dead and 2 men seriously injured after a crash in a tunnel under the River Mersey. Police said an Audi was in a collision at a roundabout before crashing into a taxi in the Queensway tunnel between Liverpool and Wirral after midnight. A female passenger in the Audi, who was in her 20s, was taken to hospital where she later died. The driver, also in his 20s, is in a critical condition, while the taxi driver in his 40s is seriously hurt. Inspector Mark Worrell from Merseyside Police said it is believed that prior to entering the tunnel, the Audi had been in collision with another vehicle on the Hunt Street roundabout. We are currently examining a number of lines of inquiry, Worrell said. Police are appealing for anyone with information to contact them. The tunnel remains closed for investigations and motorists have been advised to use the Kingsway Tunnel and allow extra time for travel. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
As new vaccines are being developed, the coronavirus cases continue to rise in the United Kingdom. Here is the report.
The number of new UK coronavirus cases has been rising in recent days, with a further 43,423 daily infections recorded on Saturday. After falling at the end of July, the average number of daily confirmed cases climbed and fell a number of times during August and early September. The average has been rising once again in the last week. Professor Sarah Gilbert, the architect of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID jab, tells the BBC that there is a lot of vaccine development that needs to be done now that we have the right technologies. Top of a list of targets are the official priority pathogens like MERS, Zika, Ebola, that are known threats bubbling away with the potential to spark large outbreaks of future pandemics. Former Prime Minister Gordon Brown has urged the UK, US, the EU and Canada to launch an emergency airlift of 240 million COVID jabs from unused stocks for an unparalleled distribution to 92 vaccine-starved countries. Mr. Brown said, with vaccines stockpiled in the West, we urgently need a timetable to prevent avoidable loss of lives. He added that the initiative could save 100,000 lives. Since Monday, people aged 18 and over in Wales have needed an NHS COVID pass to be able to legally attend big events or nightclubs. They show that the people have either tested negative on a lateral flow test or a double jabbed against COVID. But football fans have told the BBC they expect a mixed reaction to COVID passes for sporting events, as the South Wales derby between Swansea and Cardiff City is played on Sunday. It will be the first time fans will be able to attend the fixture in person since January last year, with the past two being played behind closed doors. Courtesy of BBC News, I am Juliana E. Kaba.
This is where we end the news hour here tonight on CUMT Television. I have been your presenter, Marama Precious Halabi. Good night.
The poor road network in many parts of Sierra Leone has affected many sectors in the country. During his first visit to the district headquarters town of Maboka, President Maada Bio said that his government was determined to transform Tonkolele district. The construction of the Mile 91 Maboka road, he said, was part of his dream for the district. Residents along the road said they believe the promise has been overdue, and the state of the road, they said, is undesirable, as they have witnessed many accidents.
The road is bad off. From 91 to Maboka.
From Maboka to Mile 91 is 35 miles. The road is extremely terrible. Every day we do experience accidents along this road. Vehicles can no longer ply this road, especially during the rainy season. We are therefore crying to government to please construct this road for us. The road condition is very difficult here.
So mostly the road is difficult for me.
The road bad.
The road is very bad, and when people are sick, we'd have to take them to the Maboka hospital. But the road is a very big challenge. We ask for the government to help us.
The road bad. Now I make some.
The road is bad. We do experience a lot of difficulties, especially when pregnant women are in labor. We lost a baby a few days ago as a result of this terrible road condition.
The construction of the road will connect the northern and southern provinces, enable the diversification of agricultural activities, boost rural as well as economic growth of the country. For CCMT Television, I am Lamaso, a Saudi and mass communication student reporting along the Mile 91 and Maboka Highway.
Healthcare is a fundamental right of every human being and everyone's responsibility. However, there has always been an inverse distribution of healthcare services in rural communities as compared to urban communities. Fatmata Kamara is a chairlady of Masan village. She explains to me in this interview about the awful healthcare system in her community.
This town has a huge population with no healthcare facility. I could remember some few days ago when one of our residents was in labor. We found it very difficult to attend to her. We sent for ambulance at Maboka, but we could not get. This led to miscarriage. We have had a lot of complications as a result of this awkward situation. Several lives has been lost. Even when you have a mild sickness like headache, except we move to the neighboring village for treatment. Poor road network also form part of our challenges here.
So that must be the kind of report.
Fatmata Kago corroborated a statement made by Asatu Kamara, citing inadequate staffing of health workers at the health center in the neighboring town of Masoko as a very serious health concern.
The road bad, the hospital, and people.
We are really suffering. Our roads are bad and we don't have good hospitals. When our people fall ill, it takes us a long time to get them to the hospital, and sometimes some died on the way. We have toilets, but they are not as good as those in big towns. We often defecate in the bushes, and that is not good for our health, because we have only one hospital in this Masoko village. There are not much staff in the hospital because it is a community health center, and sometimes there are no staff there at all, so we have to go to Mawoka Hospital.
Community health worker Asatu Kamara says her roles are to provide health education and information, advocate for individual and community health needs, provide some direct services such as first aid among others. Malaria and cold, she said, are the most prevalent diseases in the community. Pregnant women, she said, their conditions are very unfavorable.
Malaria, the sick common now, so malaria, because the cold, malaria most of.
My work in this community is to take a look at patients before they are taken to the hospital, which is in the next village. The most common sickness in this town is malaria. The most difficult situations we do face is when pregnant women go into labor, especially at night. We find it difficult to transport them to the hospital because it is far from here and we are afraid to walk out at night because everywhere is bushy and dark. Some of them give birth on the way, which is not good for the baby and the mother.
Rural residents often encounter barriers to health care that limit their ability to obtain the care they need. In order for residents in Masan to have sufficient access, necessary and appropriate health care service must be available and obtainable in a timely manner. For CCMT Television, Tamba Stephen Komba reporting from Masan Village.
Pass through to Bo, to Makeni, to Kenema, to other places, and you don't really stop to see the amazing things that are here. So when I arrived and I was given that beautiful tour by the registrar of the university to see the facilities, to see the school, to understand the degree of faculty you have, to see the resources you have, the developments that are going on, my impression is that this is one of the biggest things that is happening in Sierra Leone. I wish everybody can come and see for themselves. When this crystallizes, and I hope it does because now they have applied to be given university status, I hope they do it fast. This is the place to be because what is being produced here, modern technology, ICT, is the future. And it is the present of Sierra Leone. God knows we need it, and we are happy that there is a haven for that. So I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very happy with the reception of the students and faculty, and I can assure you, I'm always there with you.
Head of the administration of the Southern Province. I have the honor, most graciously, to present this staff to Regent Chief, nominated by government. Chief Baba Mansari of Ribi Chiefdom. Your power.
That was the provincial secretary for the Southern region, Moses Betu, making an official pronouncement over the appointment of Baba Mansari as Regent Chief of Ribi Chiefdom in the Moyamba district. Chief Baba Mansari appreciated the government of President Julius Maada Bio for giving him the opportunity to serve the people of Ribi Chiefdom.
Old meeting I had the last time. I say I can't join now. But I don't come from Ifefo. The government sent me here. Government of the day. And you can. And they pray to God that we are hold me like Pikin. I got no respect to. And I need your respect. If you're ready for what put me, Allah put British Chiefdom under control. Yeah, and they take up the guna. I did not tell you that this